Guys, what's going on? It's your old pal CHH here, and today we're talking about Scream 6. Now, before I get into any spoilers, I will warn you so you can walk out if you don't want to hear any spoilers. Alright guys, without further ado, let's do it. Just got out of Scream 6, and I'd like to give you my thoughts right off the top. I really enjoyed it. Well, is it my favorite sequel? That remains to be seen. I don't know. I need to digest this one a little bit more. But there were a lot of things going into this film that I was super excited about. Number one, a different location. I am not necessarily sick of Woodsboro, but I was extremely happy to take this franchise to another location. To me, a nice fresh scenery is a big plus for movies like this because, you know, tradition is one thing, and we love that with, like, Friday the 13th, but I never felt the tradition of needing to be in Woodsboro for, like, the Scream movies. I consider myself a casual Scream fan. I like some. I don't like others. So I didn't feel any allegiance to stay in, say, Woodsboro. So the fact that we went to a different location for this movie was 2 thumbs up, and I love New York aesthetic. So, you know, that was kudos to that. I will also say that I think a lot of this movie did not film in New York, but it did a pretty damn good job of making it feel like New York. I would say better than Jason Takes Manhattan, but Jason Takes Manhattan had a lot more hurdles to deal with in terms of what they were wanting to do with the locations rather than just being in a new area. But the Carpenter sisters are out of Woodsboro and they're in New York. The younger Carpenter sister, played by Jenna Ortega, is a college student, with her older sister, Sam Carpenter, just keeping an eye on her, living with her. The brother and sister from the previous movie are living with them as well, and they're just trying to get on with their merry lives. All of a sudden, these ghost face killings start happening again, and they start getting a little too close to home before they realize that they are, in fact, the target of these ghost face killings. I will say right now that Scream 6 was a lot more action-packed than a lot of the previous ones. Pace felt like a pretty fast speed, which was really exciting for me. The word to describe Scream 6 for me is energetic. And maybe the New York feel elevates that even more, but Scream 6 moved at a really good pace. I was thoroughly entertained throughout a lot of it. And in terms of the characters, I was pretty pleased. Like, you really get to settle in more with the sisters and then the brother and sister together. They call themselves the Core Four in this movie. And, you know, after getting through the introduction of them with 5, you can really settle in with them, especially the Carpenter sisters. I really felt for the older sister in this one. I'm really digging her character, and I've made it clear that I am so team Jenna Ortega right now with everything she's doing. I think she's a great actress, and she was lovely in this film as well. So in terms of characters from the Scream series, the Carpenter sisters are 2 that I am a big fan of. They could eventually become my favorite characters from the Scream series. This film was also really gory and pretty suspenseful. I really enjoyed the gas station scene, which was in the trailers. And in terms of the killings, they went a lot more brutal in this one, which could work for some and not for others. It certainly worked for me. I just figure this is the 6th one. Let's put some blood and guts in this one, and let's make this one rambunctious and wild. And yeah, I think the elements really mix together well. You've got a new location with New York. You've got a lot more gore and blood in this one. The killings are really brutal, especially some of the scenes where people are getting stabbed. It's just repetitive. Boom, 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 boom. And yeah, I dug that a lot. I do have a few minor gripes. One of the minor gripes that I can talk about that's spoiler-free really is the talking about the rules of the movies. Now, I understand this is a staple for what Scream was and the way it started out. For me, it just feels a little played out. When they're talking about, okay, this is a sequel to a legacy film, now, blah, 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 this person's this. It's just a little redundant to me. I don't really enjoy hearing those anymore, so I would have done away with that. That's something I was just not necessarily rolling my eyes at, but I was like, oh, here we go. I have to get some of the Scream-isms in this movie. Again, I'm a casual Scream fan, so I would have liked to have seen them just going completely off the beaten path in more ways than one. We see the return of Kirby in this movie, and she does a good job. I liked her character for the most part. She didn't get to really spread her wings, I feel like, and do a lot of cool stuff. But then again, she's not the star of this movie. I think they probably utilized her in a pretty responsible way, not just trying to make her steal the thunder from the Carpenter sisters. All in all, guys, I was pretty happy with Scream 6, and I'm going to give it 4.5 out of 5 stars. A few minor gripes I'll talk about in the spoiler section, but I think if you're looking for an action-packed, fast-paced Scream movie, this could be the one for you. Let's get into spoilers. You can leave now if you don't want to hear them. So, I mean, in terms of the reveal of the cop with his kids and everything, it was a little over the top, a little hokey, a little, I guess you could say, derivative of Scream 2, but personally, I'm a really big fan of the reveal of Scream 2. Debbie Salt is one of my favorite reveals, so I could appreciate that family dynamic thing going on again. I feel like they were just trying to like up the ante with it and make it bigger, badder, and better than part 2. And it got a little silly tone-wise at the end, which felt a little off from the rest of the movie, because the majority of the movie, there really wasn't a whole lot of humor in Scream 6, honestly. It seemed like it was just a pretty harrowing slasher, suspenseful movie, and then the ending, the cop dad gets a little over the top, which seemed, I guess, a little out of sorts, but again, I'm a horror comedy fan, so I kind of liked where it went. The whole Scream Shrine thing, battling with myself internally on how to feel about it, because it seems a little over the top, to be honest with you, but it's really cool to look at. When you go into that theater room that they have, where they got the shrines for all the Scream characters and stuff, visually, it's just eye candy. So, I mean, I'm trying to figure out where I stand with that, because I'm like, you know what, this is the 6th one. I mean, I'm not really too worried about, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, though, I just walked away from the movie saying I was vastly entertained by Scream 6 and really enjoyed the movie. I thought it was just energetic, really suspenseful, and the ghost-based killings were pretty unique. And it had a different enough opening sequence to set the tone. That's one thing that I think they did better than a lot of the series, is finally doing something different. My problem with the Scream films is I feel like, you know, the first movie was this movie that did something super original, and then the sequels all kind of just are the same movie again, which is antithetical to what Scream was. Again, I'm a casual fan, so I can understand a lot of Scream fans disagreeing with that. They may like the nature of the Scream movies, but the opening of this one was different, and I enjoyed it. All in all, my gripes are small. I would have gotten rid of, like, the movie talk stuff. It's just, to me, it's pretty played out. Like, I don't need to hear him say, this is a sequel to the Legacy, movie, blah, blah, blah. I was just like, oh, God. I would have ditched all that, but I like the characters for the most part. They didn't have too many, which could be a problem, so overall, guys, I'm pretty happy with Scream 6. I certainly liked it a lot better than 5, that's for sure. And in terms of no Nev, for me, it's no Nev, no problem with this, but I can understand a lot of Scream fans probably could miss her in this movie, but, you know, who knows? Maybe we'll see her come back again. And in terms of Gale, again, she's fine. They didn't really use her much at all in here, and they didn't kill her. I don't think so anyway. They made it seem like she was certainly alive at the end, so we'll see what happens with the next one, which I think has already been greenlit. I ask you, what are your thoughts on Scream 6? If you enjoyed it, please let me know down in the comment section below. If you have any issues, please drop it below, but if you want to drop one early, like if you saw it today, where this is coming out on Friday, just kind of put spoiler alert, don't read if you haven't seen it kind of thing. Regardless, thank you guys for watching this video. This is good old CHH saying Scream 6 gets 2 thumbs up. See you guys next time. Thank you to all of my Patreon supporters who make videos like this possible. To get behind-the-scenes photos, videos, music, private live streams, and more, you can subscribe to my Patreon for as little as $1 a month. Thank you very much.